Hi, my name is Bethany Francis and I'm a fashion design student at the University of Leeds in my final year. I would say I first became interested in fashion through studying GCSE textiles at my secondary school, and I just really enjoyed it because it was really fun and different to other courses that I did. There's just a lot of freedom, of experimentation, and you learn a lot of new skills. I also did the A-level fashion 2-year course, and that definitely led me on to wanting to do fashion at university. How I wasn't really sure what fashion course I wanted to do because there's so many different roles you can do, such as like fashion buying, fashion design, fashion marketing, fashion photography. So I did struggle a bit with that at the start. However, I am now doing fashion design and I really love it, even though it is a lot of work. It's quite coursework intense. However, I've done a year in industry now and that was really amazing because I got to work for 2 different brands, Paul Smith and Needle and Thread. I feel like even though textiles at GCSE level or A level can lead you on to being in a creative industry or studying a creative degree, it can also give you other skills such as creativity, thinking outside the box, experimentation. So it doesn't necessarily mean that you have to go into a creative career if you are studying textiles. So I'd really recommend it for anyone that also just wants to try something new. The A-levels that I did that got me into Leeds were fashion A-level, photography A-level and business. Leeds was my first choice, and this was probably because they offered a year in industry, which a lot of fashion courses do offer, and also because of the broad modules that you could take. So I've studied lots of modules such as like eco design, so it's learning about the sustainability of fashion, which is so interesting, and the history of fashion, so looking into the past, and alongside that the 2 core modules of garment technology, so learning how to sew properly to like an industry standard, so it's like building on the skills that I learned at GCSE and A-level. And then design, which is probably the most creative, and you're learning how to like draw and like technical flats, and you develop a concept for a brand, and so you're kind of like learning how to design for a brand. For Leeds, I didn't need an interview and also didn't need a portfolio, but I know some fashion design courses do, and I think they require you to have done 1 creative subject at A-level. So it doesn't really matter what A-levels you do, but like one of them has to be creative, so it's good to have like textiles, for example, or art. My textiles teacher was definitely very helpful in helping me like understand like a career in fashion or a career in textiles and what I need to do like in my application for UCAS to apply to university. And she encouraged us to do lots of like little fashion events, even like little ones, like little fashion shows that we put on. So she was really good at running that, which really helped actually on my CV for getting into university, and even up to 2nd year of university when I was applying for internships. I had those little fashion shows like where we would put on a show, for example, like raising money for a charity. And I think one thing that I would tell my 15-year-old self would be to have fun in your textiles or art GCSE, and just don't worry too much about it, don't get too stressed, because I know at times I got quite stressed doing textiles GCSE and A-level because it can be overwhelming doing any GCSE, but yeah, just to have fun and like trust the process. And another thing I'd also tell my 15-year-old self is that you're doing your GCSEs, your A-levels to learn, so you're not going to know everything, and even though like grades do matter, it's like the learning, like what you're getting out of it is really what matters, and I do feel like I got a lot out of my GCSE and A-level fashion. Another thing I would recommend to anyone doing GCSEs, A-levels, or like applying to university is just to do those like extracurricular activities that you're like worried about doing, or like you're not sure whether you'll like, or to just like try new things out. And that's another good thing about university, is that you have those opportunities to do that then as well. But I just think they do really help with like any career like applications and stuff like that, just to make you stand out.